Welcome everyone. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, fine. And everyone is able to see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, fine. Good. Fine. So what we try to understand is in part one, this is part two. Anyone who was not there in part one, will just try to tell you what happened in part one. It's not on mute. Everyone is there on mute. Yes, welcome back everyone. This is going to be part two of intraday trading. What we learned in intraday trading part one was know the unit of technical analysis. We saw the range which has been formed and the reversals which is generally at 0.236 or 0.5 levels of the range which has been formed. How to understand directions of the market. Now market is not that okay, once it starts moving up, it moves up only. It generally creates a range, it comes back, it gives us a retracement somewhere around at 0.5 level, 0.236 level. That is the first thing happening, and after that it gives us confirmations in the form of 0.5, 0.786, crosses the one level which is there of the range, and generally the target is 1.272 and 1.618. It can go even higher on those parts, but ideally, yes, this is what the first target is. This can be the first leg, second leg. You need to understand how the legs have been formed, and at various levels the legs are going to be in a totally different way, right? uh, so for intraday, maybe the legs are in a different way. For daily, the legs formation would be in a different way. For weekly, the legs formation would be in a different way. But what happens is, once you have a 0.236 confirmation, we can take an entry. We can go for a target of 1.272, 1.618. And after that, again, we can see a reversal of 50%. So whoever is there, ideally, if you are an option buyer, once you have done down to 1.27 to 1.678 level, ideal thing is just try to cut your trade, or probably you can take multiple trades so that you know that okay, the first trade you are taking down at 1.272, so you have earned the profits from that, and second, you can take a risk till 1.618 or further, right? So multiple number of lots you can buy, or maybe at different strike price also. We'll also talk about that in details further. So where were we? We were there on the charts and we are talking about the reversals, right? So we saw a bull trend which is there. Now we'll see a bear trend, how exactly that has been happening, right? Now, the most important thing is whenever there are going to be a big reversal, you'll find this kind of big candles which have been happening. And after that, the market will again try to go up, right? So this is ideally somewhere around what, 18,600 to the 18,400. So this is 200 points which have been happening. So whenever you find a price action of somewhere around 100, 150, 200 points, understand one thing, something big is going to happen. Either it will be totally going up in upward direction, or it will be going down in a downward direction for somewhere around near to 500, 600 points. At least minimum those much of points to it should be happening. Right? This is important. We need to understand that how it will be happening and how that kind of price action would be happening. So ideally is if it is going to go down, yes, you will be finding a best price action which is there. Now, if this candle has been happening, it's not necessary that immediately it will start moving down further. No, it will always give you a reversal in different time periods. So probably this time period was there for maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes chart. It did come down. Again, this was maybe, let's say, when did it come down? This was 10, and again, this was happening till almost 1 o'clock. So this is maybe in an hourly chart, you can see that clearly. But from my side, I generally see 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes chart. And I also see hourly on daily chart, but that is maybe after a period of 15 minutes, 13 minutes on regular basis. Because I will come to know how the price action has been happening, right? So it's very necessary that you should be seeing all the time periods which are there. Probably you can have charts on different time period also together, right? So whenever we see huge differences which have been happening, there will be a huge reversal also been coming. And these reversals are ideally there till 0.76 level, or maybe it is 0.5. So it may happen that the first leg which is being formed, that can be of maybe say 100, 200 points. And after that, you can find a reversal which is there of 0.5 also. Depends. It is either 0.5 or maybe till 0.76 or maybe just higher than that. It depends. It can be just crossing the higher part and after that also coming down. Right? It may happen. So price action is important. If you are taking a trade over here, if it is above 0.76, trail your stop loss so that you are able to at least keep that much points in your pocket. Very important. If you are losing some points, it's okay. Right? Time management as well as capital management is the most important thing, which we can talk about as risk management also. Right? Second thing is we talked about this big price action which have been happening. So ideally, what we should be doing, or what I do from my side, is if it is going on a higher side and I come to know that okay, in RSI and MACD, it is being showing as a reversal in 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. When it shows in 15 minutes, we should consider that a big fall is going to happen. Maybe minimum 100 points, 150 points, or maybe more than that. Right? But it critically happens when this kind of price action or this kind of range is being formed. Here we saw that it goes there for almost 19 minutes. We have not considered the previous part. We have only considered from the top, the high part. Right? So consider that if it is going for more than 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, a big price action is going to happen. So to be on safer side, I trades on the top side also and on the bottom side also. Why? Because simple thing is, if it gives me a breakout on the top part, I would be losing 1,000 rupees or maybe 2,000 rupees, not more than that. But the gain would be huge, right? Same way, if it is going to go on the top side, probably it would be hitting my stop loss for the bottom part, that is the put call, right? And here we have ample time period. Ample time period means not time period, but points which are there. Here it is somewhere around the bottom was 852 and the top was 890. So somewhere around 40 points is there. And if you see from 0.786 to 0.236, it is somewhere around 20 points, right? Not huge, but yes, good enough to take trades on the bottom side as well as the top side. So what happened is it took a maybe probably support over here. I can take call from here, not at any level. I will not take it at any level. I will specifically take it at this level, right? So because this gives me a confirmation, the first confirmation, second confirmation is somewhere around 0.5, and then it starts moving up, right? So this is how it happens. Because see, it did come down again. It started moving up. It was not able to cross it because we are not very sure whether it will be coming down from this part or this point or this point. But yes, once it has taken a support, it will go into 0.5. It will be taking the support, and after that, the price action mostly would be happening at 0.76 level. And from here, it starts dropping down. So here probably my stop loss has been hit, but after that, it has started coming down, right? So it went down and down and down further, right? So this was probably a reversal which was there in 15 minute chart, right? Again, it did come down, and then it did come down heavily, right? Again, if you see in terms of price action, yes, it did come down, and you see this kind of swings which have been happening, right? Now let's see how these swings have been happening. Probably let's try to check out from this point also. I've taken the high and the low, right? I haven't considered any other points which are there. I'm just considering the high and low. Nothing apart from that, right? See, it has come down to a reversal somewhere around at 0.5, right? It has come down exactly to a point of 0.5, right? Let's check for the same point. Again, the high and low. Again, where it is come down, it has just come nearer to 0.5 levels. And most of the time, it does happen that the previous high which is there, it just takes out that previous high, and then it starts coming down. But it is not more than much, or maybe much more than 0.5 level, right? So that's why this 50% reversals does happen. You'll get it at various levels together. Let's check out at this point also. Right? So this was the bottom that we have considered. This was the high. This was the bottom that we have considered. This was the high. So again, you see this 50% revenue. Right? Let's go to the next point. So I'll just try to move this. So my high point is going to be the same. I am only changing my low point. Right here, what happened is the previous stocks which are there, those were been eaten. Right, so it just crossed above this high which was there, because generally what we think is if it crosses the previous high, maybe it's a trend reversal, but it's more like a false breakout. Right, and what happens is, right, first thing is, yes, if we see, yes, this was the previous high, it did break that previous high. Right, I hope this is clear. It does break that, and what happens is we come to know that okay, probably this is like a reversal which has been happening because it is above 0.5 levels which is there. Right, ideally what happens is whatever previous highs are being formed, let's say this is the high point, it comes down again, it takes out the high of that, and probably after that it gives me a signal in the form of my price action. Right, what is the price action coming to? It would be again creating a range. Right, the high, the low, it will be just touching somewhere around at those points between 0.5 and 0.236. Right, and then it will be coming up. So what happens is, if let's say a previous high has been formed and jumped just somewhere around, we see a high which is there above that, nearer to the 0.5 levels, consider that some kind of reversal is going to happen. Right, now not necessarily that this would be a more of a head and shoulder form or some kind of patterning that way, not necessary. But yes, if you see, ideally what has been happening is the price, it has just crossed above the previous high. Right, so this was the high, it has again toppled that high, came down. See, again, this can be some kind of reversal also. If I see this on the top side, what I'll come to know is, see, I got a low, I got a high, I got a reversal which was just below this. Again, it tried to go up, it did come down. Right, and if I check this, right, to be just precise on that part. Right, so this was the low, this was the high, this is again I got a reversal. If you see this kind of price action, probably this has happened today also. The low was being formed, it went up, again it tried to come down, but it didn't cross the previous low, or maybe it just crosses the low and then it starts coming up, but not below this 0.236 level or 0.5 levels. Right, it did come up, and where did it touch exactly? My 1.272 level. Right, if I just remove this and try to be precise on this part, right, I'll just be exactly to the point. It is 265, and the low over here has been 970.65. 970.65. Right, see guys, so this was the low, this was the high, it gave me a reversal, again it was just nearer to 0.5 level and it started coming up. The high was 18,339 and my 1.270 level was 18,344. So it is merely what, 5-6 points, not more than that, the difference. And if we take a trade probably, let's say at 0.5 level, 18,117, and it went up to 18,345. Right, even if I close my trade over here, it's okay, or keep my trailing stop loss in that way, it's okay, fine. But see, that much of points is not making a huge difference. What is more important is I take a trade over here at this levels, right, and see, again this is giving me a confirmation, double confirmation rather. How is the double confirmation? It made a low, it made a high, it gave me a reversal. So this is first confirmation, probably this is second confirmation. Now you will not again try to get this kind of confirmation every now and then, right? Or even if you check out on this part, this would be again giving me the same kind of confirmation, right? Again the same levels, because It is a natural phenomenon which has been happening, right? We say that, okay, price, the market is very random. It is not random. It gives me a reversal in a very specific format every now and then, every now and then. Even if the reversals are there, the reversals should be happening in a very specific way, right? Let's say, for example, if I consider this as the high, right? So what happened is, this was the high, this was the low, the range which was being created, and it gave me a reversal from here. The reversal from here, it did come back. Where did it come back? Between 1.270 and 1.618, right? So it's very specific. We saw that on not only the bigger candles which are there, but we also see this. This is what I mean, a difference of how much time period? 12 o'clock to 2:15. So it is hardly what, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes chart which is there. So whatever charts you see or whatever time period it is there, it would be specifically giving us a reversal in the specific format, which is the unit of technical analysis only, because that is the only format that every stock market knows. You can check out on all the stocks which are there, or maybe probably on indexes, which can be Nifty, Bank Nifty, or Dow Jones also. You'll always see those kind of patterns only, right? So we saw this pattern over here for the reversal, over here for the long part, short part, all of them together. It's always the same because the ratios are more of fixed on that part, right? Again, the reversal, yes. Again, it was like, when did it happen? It started from 11:30 and it was there almost till 2:15. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 hours. So if it is getting a lot of time altogether, consider that the price action should be happening again in the same way, right? Now, if I consider that this was the high and this was the low, after the low, yeah, probably it did try to take support. It did try to go up. It did go on the top part here, bottom part. It came down. Where did it come down to? 0.76 level only, right? So we saw it over there also, right? We are seeing the same part over here also, right? See, I was there. It made a low. This was the low. After the low, it did give me a reversal. It did come back. Where did it come back? At this level, which is 0.76, not the bottom level. So if I am sure that, okay, for this is not going beyond this, I can take a trade for long and this for short, right? And the highs, again, if we see the highs, it is 18,323. Again, this high has been 18,321. Only what would be happening is, if you are into calls, right? And if you are taking maybe, if you are on the short side, you've taken a put, your bottom put, right? From here till here, it is what? 130 till 215. Within an hour's time, probably the premium will start eroding. So what you can do is, ideally you can just exit over here and again try to buy at the top, or if you have that patience, probably you can just hold on. So options buying, options is always a game of the seller, not the buyer. If you have that kind of capital with you, do go for option selling rather than option buying. I do both the things. It's not that I only go for options buying, but I also go for option selling. Right? Option selling is generally for a longer time period where you know that, okay, you can put down more capital, but yes, you know that slowly and gradually you're getting that amount in your kitty, even if you are coming back to the same levels, right? Okay, that's altogether a different topic, options selling. But yes, we are just looking for the charts which are there. So if it's a more time period, mostly it should be going on the sell side. Or if you see this price action which has been happening, because we got a confirmation that, okay, some 1.272 was somewhere around, a reversal will be happening. And second, most important thing, the reversals which are going to happen, this should be again critically happening at those levels only, right? For example, if this is a range which has been formed, the reversal will be happening at 0.76 level, right? Let's say, for example, if this is my day start, right? So if it is my day start, it will be coming down. Again, it will be coming back. It will be coming back somewhere around at 0.236 level. See, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this has just been there delivered to 0.236 levels. Only this candle, this was probably more of a false breakout. It had tried to go up, right? And then come down. But ideally, this is the levels which have been there, right? So the reversals, everything would be specifically for happening on those specific formats only, not more than that, not in a different way, right? So this kind of things are going to happen. So always remember, once this kind of big price actions have been happening where it is more of range bound, at the top, go for a put, at the bottom, go for a call. Simple as that, because you don't know the direction until unless you happen to understand RSI, MACD in a very specific way, which becomes a bit difficult because price action is such a thing. At times it is that it just tries to go on the top side and then comes down. 5%, 10% of the time that things also does happen, right? So what happened is what we saw over there in what we are talking about price action form is whenever there's going to be a downfall is again going to be happening in a very similar way, right? And you'll be getting this kind of reversals every now and then definitely you're going to get that kind of reversals. So if you're going for intraday, you know that okay fine, this price action is being formed. I'll just try to reverse this so that we know the targets also. What are the targets which have been happening? Right? So this was the same day, 19th, right? So it started from the range which is there. It tried to go up, and after that, it did come down. Right? Where did it come down to? 1.618 level. Right? So this was the day end. This was the next day, 20th. No, this is 20th. This is 19th, and this is 19th. So it is just probably coming down to those parts, and after that, it just started coming up further. Right? So again, if you see for this next day, this is the next day, right? The next day again, same kind of price action will be happening. Right? Low, high, somewhere around. Just one more beautiful thing that I just like to share over here. See, this was my previous day range, right? So this was the bottom, this was my top, and then after that it come down, right? So where did I get a confirmation? The first confirmation was this was just going about to 0.236 level. Again, after that, it was trying to hit back, take a reversal where at 0.5 level. And the next day candles which are there, again, they are nearby to 0.76 levels. So these are very critical levels which are there, which generally Nifty does follow. If I see or probably show you today's chart, which is there, which I put down into the group, this was again at the same level. Same levels means 0.5, 0.236, 0.5, and then now it is coming down to 0.76. Yeah. See, if I see the range from the top side to the bottom part, right? The previous bottom part. So it is like, yes, I got a confirmation somewhere around here. So again, so this is a higher low, higher low, this is low. Again, it is like moving down, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So probably if it gives a confirmation, probably to if you see today's trades which are there, it has just closed nearer to these levels, 0.76 level. Again, I guess it is on dot that level, 276 level, which is there. 276 exact on dot, not a point here or not a point up. There are some which is how do we know it's forming a top or bottom? Akash, as I told you, see, the first and most important thing is if I'm at the bottom, right? Right? Let's say this price action has been done. If I know it is at the top part, And if it is going me, or probably as I said to you, on the top part, I'll be only looking for selling, which is for a downward trade. If it is at the bottom part of the range which is there, let's say for example, if it is the day range and if it is just trying to cross above 0.76 level, I'll go for a buy. Right, the funda is very clear. From here, if it is giving me a reversal, or if it is taking a support over here, it will mostly try to go up. And second thing is, my stop loss would be very small. Right, second thing is, if it is at the top and giving a resistance at the top, it will try mostly to come down, which generally is the case. If it is range bound, what I do is, range bound part at 0.76 of that range which is there, I generally try to go for a put call. And if it is in the range, it has come down to the bottom part which is 0.236 level, I go for a buy. Because in this 20-30 points, whatever they are there, I am at least trying to get some kind of confirmation, because I have only those much of points to play across with. Maybe I'll be losing 1,000 points on the top part or 1,000 points on the bottom part, but the gain which is there, that is going to be tremendous. Right, I'll show you some of the trades which are there, so that I can give you those kind of confirmations also. Right, so again, we saw that the reversals which have been happening, those are happening at those levels only. Right, so if I've taken a trade over here, I'll try to exit at 1.272. Maybe in some lots, or some lots probably I can just try to wait if possible, where I know that, okay, fine, if it is not crossing those levels, I can just try to exit at this, because I have that option. Again, if it goes above this top, I can again take a re-entry. But whatever I have earned from my side till now, I should at least keep that in my pocket. The most important point is risk management. Second is, whatever you have earned, at least try to keep 80% of that in your pocket. So you can take risk at this part. Second is, you can take risk at this part. You can take risk at this 0.76 part. After 786 part, you shouldn't be taking any risk. After that is, the only thing is that you should be thinking for is keeping maximum profits that you have earned in your pocket. Because see, this is a reversal for going on the top. This is a reversal for going on the bottom. And if you see carefully, the closing maybe on 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes is always above this levels. You will never see this kind of closing which are happening just above this levels, or maybe probably after that it has come down. This should be giving you a critical support levels. See, because this candle is again trying to come down, it has come down below this 76 level. Again, this candle has not tried to come down below this 76 level. So it is very crucial. Try to understand from the price action. I'm not talking about any type of candles or what type of candle has been happening, or whatever things are there. But what we are looking at is only pure price action. That is only on the basis of Fibonacci and the levels which are there. That's it. Nothing more than that. Right? Yes, we saw this reversal also, and again, and we also saw how to track down those reversals, because we saw this price action, it has come down again, it did come down, it did exactly touch nearer to this 1.270 levels, appropriate, not exact, appropriate to that level, because just a difference of 6-7 points, right? Oh. We'll see some examples which are there from the current parts, right? Yes, probably this trade I have just talked about in the last part. This was on 14th February. 14th February, yes, I probably just said that, okay, this is been given a confirmation. Second is the closing was there 0.5, below 0.5, and an uptrend has been done. The second one was downtrend, so it has given me a first confirmation, second confirmation. If you see this red candle, this was just below the 0.5 level. So this gave me a confirmation that, okay, probably market should be going up. I thought that, okay, it should be just coming up, touching this 17204 level and then coming down. But it didn't happen in that way. It just straight away did go down. And that day, this was given in the morning itself, 8:24. Even before we come to know about Nifty opening, or maybe SGX or something like that. It was already there. I just read it in the chart and I have told you the exact levels: 1.272, 18, 16,839. 16,839 was there. I closed my trade and it was done for me. I didn't wait for the further things to happen. And after that, I told that, okay, but this has been done. So after this, if you see for those parts, it gave us a reversal. Next day, the things had been happening again. It was in the very precise way, right? What is the precise way? I'll tell you. Next day, it did open up, gap up. But gap up candles have not just been happening in any way, right? What happened is it took a support at those specific levels. And after that, it started moving up, right? And till what point it did go up? See, it came down nearby to this levels, which is 3.618 level was 17,494, right? And this high was 17,490 also, right? So this is just like 4 points. And after that, it started coming down. So I do the same thing. Once I got a reversal, I knew that, okay, fine. Because it was like, okay, I had taken 2 trades, 3 trades, which was like, one was being closed over here. It gave me a positive sign that, okay, it will be taking a reversal. Again, I took 1 trade. This was again for a long part. Waited for the reversals which are there. This did happen. And after that, again, it started going up. So I was like, I had closed my trade just nearer to that, or maybe this near this blue line which is there, because I thought it won't be going much above that, but it didn't go up. And when it gave me a price action again at this level, I again took an entry. I thought it should be going or maybe crossing about that level, but there was this blue line which was there. It just crossed that and again it started coming up. It was like, yes, again taken an entry for the downward side. So these are some of the things that we need to understand from our side, right? What I see from my part is, see, this was the bottom which was being formed. From the bottom, it gave me a price action. It did go up. It completed this level. So this first leg was being completed. First leg means upward range was being completed. Now there is a downward range which has been there. This has been done with. What I think from my side is, again, it has completed this part, right? So it should be giving us a reversal, and it should be somewhere around at least coming till a 50% reversal. Because if you see this complete leg, which is there, right? The 50% level is coming down to this part. So this I've just highlighted, because what happens is when you are trading, you actually get into the details and you just forget about the levels at times. So I just try to mark down this block. So at least if I keep my presence of mind, or maybe my subconscious mind tells me that, okay, boss, something is there at this level. These are critical levels. And probably I have just talked about this in the group also. I did inform that, okay, fine. It should be probably coming down from these levels. And these levels were 17,500. And if you see the levels, or probably the reversals which were there, this was 17,484, right? And this happened on 16 February 145. And I've already given this on 15 February itself, right? So that is the morning of 16 February, before this is to be happening. So I knew that, okay, fine, something should be coming out reversal, because it will be just not going up, because this is more of a first leg which has been formed. So whenever the first leg is been formed, it should be coming back also, right? And it did come back. Probably I told about those parts also, that, okay, it should be coming back somewhere around those levels, which is there. And it did come back. And yes, you definitely enjoy those kind of profits also. I'll just show you about a few of the things. This is one of my friends who I have been currently teaching trading. He is also more fond of intraday trading. So it's like I keep on sharing all the details with him. I tell him the levels which are there, which has to be taken across. I had a small video for a Zoom call for him also on Wednesday, where I explained him about all the ideas which are there and how trades are to be taken. So some of the trades got somewhere around 15,000 profit. This was first thing. This was yesterday, I guess. Before this, probably I talked about taking 2 or 3 levels which are there. So this was maybe probably a in the money level, and this was just out of the money level. So this was somewhere around bought at 27. Stop loss was 25, and what I probably exited somewhere around at 46. And second was this was 81, kept a stop loss of 75, and probably got 117. So this was good. I mean, like making a profit somewhere around 11,000, and it went up to 12,000. Before that, I've just taken a snap for that 12,000. Once I reached that level, probably I just exited from there. The trades are there. This is, I guess, yesterday's trade. Yesterday, I mean, like I had taken 2 3 trades altogether. This was again yesterday when the market had come down. So let's talk about that yesterday's trade. Yesterday was a fantastic day. Why? Because it had created this range, and I was not pretty sure what would be happening exactly. So what happened is, from this low, it did come up and it touched this level, which is the 0.236 level. So I was not pretty sure because it was like a gap up opening, and the market did touch up. And at this point, I just got into the trade. I didn't think of anything else. So I just went into that. The market did come down probably from here. It tried to go up also. And then probably when it was just nearer to this level, I did exited that. So this was the first exit which was been done. And after that, when it did go up, and probably after that, when it was coming down, this was what the next day. Now before this, when it was going down, probably I've taken this second trade. So this was the morning time. This was 9:36. So by that time, probably I've already earned that profit. It was like better to exit because it was like, okay, quick profit, which was there in a quick time. And the best part was I have exited, I mean, like traded at an earlier level. As I told you, yes, the moment it started going up, within few minutes, it was like there. And after that, when it came down probably at this levels, I was like, boss, just keep on trailing your stop loss. Once it was just taking a support at this level, at this part, I thought, boss, the game has been done. So I immediately exited at that part. And the second trade, which was this one, was 1031. So 1031 was the reversal part which has been happening. This was 7,600. This was a small trade because I was not pretty sure at that part what exactly would be happening. Yep, it did went up from here and probably took a support. So when it took a support at the 50% level, this was the 50% level which was there. So when I did come down at that part, maybe the 50% support of the day range. The day range 50% support. Once it was not above that, probably I just took a trade and again it went down. So once it was nearer to 1.272 level, I just came across with that. Why? Because I was not pretty sure what would be happening next. It would be going down or it would be going up. But that much of points, maybe probably the first trade, which was